Hey YouTube, this is Neris271990 again. I am actually, instead of doing a deck waffle today, I'm going to show you some plays of the different decks I put up. First I'm showing you is actually from my Void deck. I told you about that play, about how to maximize your effectiveness when you're summoning all your Void ninjas and how it helps with Void World. Let's start with that. This is a one where for every Void ninja you summon, you put a coin on it. The more you summon, the more it works. Okay, let's put it up here because it's being used. I'll summon the card first would be one of the first cards you bring out. First I gotta get it out. I should have done this ahead of time. Where is it? Okay, first I'll show you is him. He is one of the main reasons. He's part of the deck that makes the loop go good. With him, you use the Centipede and the Conan. It's one of the fastest plays I've ever done with this deck. And the Centipede. Okay. What you do is say, you can do this even without animals. This is how I started. You have a Conan, and you summon a Centipede, which is 2 counters on Void World. You summon him, you pull the Centipede back to your hand with the ability. And say if you have a second Centipede, with her ability, you summon it back to the field again, which is another counter on Void World. Then you just keep doing sacrificing over and over again until you have your actual thing, which pulls out multiple ninjas at one time. And say if you pull the Jutsu, let's see if I can find it here. Hologram. There's also a funny little card with this. You activate this thing. Let's say if you have this 5 team out, you have the Centipede up front, and you have these 3 here supporting it. You can use this with one of the Akatsuki. It doesn't even have to be one of the 2 here. What you do is you use it on, let's say, because it has to be Akatsuki, use it on her. And it still works on him. You activate this, you pull out one Akatsuki ninja, say it's another Pain Ninja. You pull it out, you sacrifice this thing, use this thing, pull your other Centipede again. And it actually acts as a complete loop, which lets you bring out each card over and over again. It took me a while to figure out how to get it working perfectly. Actually, it took me about a month to figure out how to get this entire thing perfect. So, that's one of the Void things you can do. Plus, like I mentioned with, which if I can find it, it's this card. Plus with this mission right here, it basically allows you, because for every one of these things with sacrifice, because there's multiple different voids and because they're non-unique, you gain 1 extra card off the 1 card. So in other words, instead of getting 1 card and 2, you get 3, which actually is a fairly nice little ability, in my opinion. So the reason I run this deck is because it's a fun deck. Very easy to use. I enjoyed it myself. I've actually topped with it at one of the local tournaments around here. It was hard to top because everyone else is using a different type of deck, so it's hard to tell what's coming around and what's going and what's not. Next thing I'm talking about is, yes, my modified puppet deck, which I also, like I mentioned, I bought the structure. Idea has to do around this card. What this is say if you have Crow, Ant, and Salamander in your chakra area, you activate this, you summon them all to the field. But the idea is you must have either this guy or this guy on the field. Because their abilities only work with, or pretty much anything with manipulation. I would rather use one of these 2 because they're easy to get out. Well, this guy is. When it comes to using these guys, it's one of those cards where it's like, okay, what does this have to do with anything? Well, it's a puppet master. It uses a lot of the different jutsus in here. Let's say this, but usually, say if he actually can use it, I'm saying in general. If he was a 4 or more, you activate this because he's a puppet master. He's manipulation, combat attribute, but he doesn't have the entrance cost. Pretty much you reveal cards on top of your deck, and you give 1 damage to each target for each ninja card among them, which is actually pretty nice. And with the different puppets that go with this card, they all have a different ability that keeps your guys from dying, which actually is pretty nice. I was going to quickly show you if I could find one. Okay, one of them is Ant. I'll show you the certain ones that have the protection abilities. Crow and Salamander. I also got a Hiroko, which is actually pretty nice. So, where is he? Hiroko, where the hell is he? Here he is. Hiroko. These are the 4 that I use. I also use Hiruko with Sasori. These are actually pretty nice. What this guy does is he pretty much makes your opponent. All these guys have to be put in play. Well, this guy doesn't have to be, but it's nice. These three have to be put in play with a manipulation. In other words, him, or else their abilities will not work. Because, well, their abilities will work, but they'll be extremely weak, which is pretty pathetic. So pretty much when this guy is used, you pay to win chakra, and you make your opponent's ninja go standby, then this goes to your chakra area. This one makes it so, say if he's in the same team as him, this one gives a damage to opponent's ninja, then you have to discard this thing. Those two are gone. And you use Salamander. Since you can have a team of 3 at a time, you want to have at least 2 or more ninjas on the field at once. And these things discount as chakra, so it helps. So the idea is, say you have multiple people battling, so you have 2 chakras, so there's 2, so you can start using your abilities a lot more. But the Salamander is pretty nice. It says, say if any, pretty much this is how you send to a chakra area. It's pretty nice. So you sit there, and say if you have 6 chakra in your game, 6 chakra in your chakra area, I meant. You activate this thing. He doesn't have to be sent to the chakra area or anything. As long as he's on the field, as long as I have a manipulation, I keep activating this, I negate all damage that's being sent out. This guy is fairly nice for a puppet. Say he is on, let's say, my Sasori. But it's not going to happen at the moment because this guy's already here. This guy would come out and see if he's with someone who has manipulation already, which is him. He's summoned to the field. I remove 2 ninja targets from their effect, from their teams. See if they're blocking this turn, which means they can't turn their turn around. They can't turn their team around. So you summon him, you change the team to another one. So they have to use a team that can't do anything. Say if they have a team with all attack. Say you have a team which is basically 3. Your opponent has 3 teams. Of course, you're allowed 3 at a time. You activate this thing. He puts all the attack ninjas with all the damage ninjas with them. So that means they have no support coming to them. Well, that's all I'm saying for now. Please subscribe below. Take a look at the decks if you want to, because each one's already on there. This is Nurse27 1990, and have a good one, YouTube.